Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're going to recap Monday. We're going to preview tonight. My NFL draft rankings will be out soon. I finished my quarterback and running back rankings. I just have to publish them. And then we've got receivers and tight ends coming out as well. Tomorrow will be the mock draft. So yeah, lots going on. Got some draft props. I wanted to save them, but they move so quickly. Like one of the ones I was gonna take moved a ton. So I'm just gonna give it out now and take it, and then we'll talk about it all on Thursday. But the first draft prop that I like is we'll just lead the show off with this. I like the under 2.5 quarterbacks in the first round. It was like, I think it was like plus 220 when I looked at it, and now it's like plus 105. So I would just grab that while it's at plus money. I just don't really see how we have 3 quarterbacks taken because Cam Ward's going to go number 1. Will a team take Shedeur Sanders? Probably. Someone will probably take him. I just don't really think any of these other quarterbacks are good. Like, I don't see Jalen Milroe going first round. The Saints, I know, really like Jackson Dart, but they're not going to take him at 9. And I don't really know if they'd have to move back up for him. And any of those other guys aren't going to go first round. So I don't know. I mean, maybe Dart could slip into that back end of that first round if somebody traded up, but I'll take my chances that Ward and Sanders are the only quarterbacks taken. So I like the under at plus money. I like the under 2.5, but this moved down a ton. I wish I would have I was going to take it yesterday when we got on stream, and then I kind of forgot about it. But I do like the under 2.5 quarterbacks. I also like the over 2.5 running backs. I could definitely see the NFL is a copycat league, and I don't think it's a 1-for-1 apples to apples comparison to say, oh, the Eagles just won the Super Bowl, because they had Saquon Barkley. It's not a 1-for-1 for these teams that are in a much worse position than the Philadelphia Eagles to spend a high draft capital pick on a running back, but I could see it happening. We know that Ashton Genty is going to go top 10 pretty much. And then, you have Hampton, TreVeyon Henderson. I have TreVeyon Henderson 4th overall in my running back rankings, but I think if you're looking for safety at that pick, running back, after Ashton Genty, I think TreVeyon Henderson is the safest running back pick in this draft class. His character is off the charts, which we know that NFL teams love. He's extremely good pass protection, which we know can get you on the field quickly. Very, very good receiving back, which plays with today's NFL. So I would not be shocked, and just based off the character stuff alone, I would not be shocked for a team to reach on TreVeyon Henderson in the back end of the first round. So I think we could see 3 running backs taken. I would dabble on the over 2.5 running backs, and I would also dabble on TreVeyon Henderson to get drafted in the first round, because I could just definitely see a team taking a chance on him. And if he doesn't go first round, he's going to go really early second. But those are some draft props that I like. Again, I said yesterday, it's kind of like a bad year for draft props, I think. Just nothing really looks that good to me, but I do like those few. But we'll talk about it more tomorrow and Thursday. We can recap yesterday, and then we'll get into tonight. So baseball yesterday went exceptionally. We hit on all 3 of my baseball plays. Had the Mets on the money line. That was a winner. Had Austin Riley total bases. That was a winner. And we had Austin Riley home run. That was a winner. I told you guys on the stream yesterday, Austin Riley was going to hit a home run, and he did that. So shout out to Austin Riley. Again, we've just been on fire pretty much for the entire season betting baseball. Not going to slow down there. What was the second one, Ryan? Are you saying for the draft prop? If you're asking for the draft prop, it was the under 2.5 QBs round one, over 2.5 running backs round one, and then also Travion Henderson to get drafted round one. I think that's around plus 140. Over 2.5 RBs should be like plus 250-ish, somewhere around there. Good morning, man. Dart scares me on that bet. Someone moving up. Yeah, I definitely think that could happen, Jim. But I think there's some value just because there's also a chance that like the Saints may not have to move up to the back end of the round one because I don't really think Cleveland would take him. So they could potentially move up to like 33 in the second round or something like that and get him. Walter Nolan to Philly would be sick, Mike. I agree with you there. Mike, what do you think of those hilarious rumors that it doesn't matter because Abdul Carter is going to go third, but have you seen those funny rumors that said if Abdul Carter fell to 4, that the Eagles would trade AJ Brown and some other stuff to get up to the 4th pick to take him? What do you think of that? I was laughing when I saw that. I would be in on Walter Nolan to Philly. I think that'd be good. All right. So overall, baseball went great yesterday. We've been on fire betting baseball. I have some more stuff I like today for baseball, which is I like the over in the Cardinals Braves game. I took this at minus 110. It's minus 115 now. I think this is going to move up to 9. So I would grab this, but it's such a good spot. Again, Braves offense in a very good spot against this Cardinals pitching staff. And then this was supposed to be Spencer Strider, but he injured himself playing catch, so he's not going to pitch. So it's going to be a little bit of a contingency plan for the Braves, which helps out the Cardinals side as well. So I like the over 8.5 in the Braves and Cardinals game. I want to let's just check the weather real quick. I did not look at weather this morning, so let's just make sure. Looks like there is some rain in the forecast, but we should be good overall. I don't think it's a PPD candidate. So, yeah, over 8.5 Cardinals Braves I love. And then sticking with the props. Oh, wait, I'll put that in the bet slip. Sticking with the props, last night we were on Austin Riley. Tonight we are going to Marcell Ozuna. So I like Marcell Ozuna home run, and we can take the total bases for him as well. So really, really good spot for him. If we look at Payante, heavy fastball guy, first and foremost, if I can type, let me pull up his numbers. First and foremost, 3.22 ERA this year, 3.91 expected. So he's gotten a little bit lucky, nothing crazy, but he's given up a ton of hard hits this season, 48% hard hit rate, highest mark for his career, and that's very high. His strikeouts aren't high. He's never been a big strikeout guy. So overall, I definitely think we can look for some power against this guy, given the amount of hard hits he gives up. And he throws a lot of fastballs, 52% of the time. Mainly fastball slider is what you're going to see from him. His fastball is okay, but if you look at the underlying numbers, last year he allowed a 258 expected batting average with that fastball. This year it's 244, but the expected is up to 315. So I think some guys can have some success against this fastball, and I do think he's due for a little bit of regression. Marcell Ozuna has been incredible this season. If we look at his barrel rate, he's at kind of middle of the road in barrel rate, 6.8% or 6.2%, not very good. Average exit velocity though is very good at 95. That is, let me see where that ranks in baseball here. I mean, that's upper, top 10 in all of baseball. So really, really good. He's been hitting the ball very hard. Hasn't been barreling it up a ton, but he's been hitting the ball very hard. And then we look at his expected stats. For expected weighted on base, he's 8th overall in baseball. He's been really good this year. So I'm definitely in on Marcell Ozuna, and he is an absolutely insane fastball hitter, one of the best fastball hitters in all of baseball. If we look at 2024, his numbers against fastballs, 353 batting average, 58% hard hit rate, just huge numbers. This year, 353 batting average, 69% hard hit rate. He's got huge splits against fastballs, and it's a good matchup. So Marcell Ozuna, home run. Marcell Ozuna, 2+ total bases is going to be our prop play for tonight in the baseball streets. Keaton saw that AJ Brown narrative. It's like people forgot the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Agree, and he's also quite literally best friends with Jalen Hurts. Don't really. I mean, I'm not saying they wouldn't trade him, but I don't think they're actively looking to trade AJ Brown. Doesn't make any sense. My best friend's a Pats fan. I told him I thought, yeah. Mike, look, I love AJ Brown. I always have, and I think he's honestly probably underrated in the grand scheme of things. But I think people overblow the him being a diva and the off the field stuff. But could you imagine him and Diggs on the same team? I mean, that's just a recipe for disaster. Are you sure with him inviting Milroe to the draft, he won't go round 1? Yeah, he could. But at the same time, they put that on TV round 2 too. So, he could go early round 2. I think he could go 33 to the Browns, first pick of the second round. I don't know. I mean, I like it for plus money, and I liked it a lot better when it was plus 220. Clearly, it got bet a ton to move down that far, but I don't know. It's just an unknown. I don't know how these teams evaluate these quarterbacks. I personally don't think any of them are that good. So I would struggle taking any quarterback in the first round that was not Cam Ward. I'm comfortable taking Cam Ward top 5. I wouldn't take Shedeur Sanders in the first round. I wouldn't take Jalen Milroe in the first round. I would not take Jackson Dart in the first round. I don't think they're that good, frankly. And you guys know where I stand. If I was going to take a shot on one of them, it's Milroe, but I'm not taking him in the first round. If I can get him second, it all comes from Patriots radio talk. Yeah, it just didn't make any sense to me. I just thought it was funny. I don't know. It doesn't matter anyways because Abdul Carter is going 3rd overall, so it doesn't matter. I'm pretty locked and loaded that the top 4 is going to be 100% Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, and Will Campbell. I don't know after that. After the top 4 is when it gets crazy because I know Gentry's odds shifted a ton to go 5. Maybe somebody trades up for him. I don't know. It gets a little crazy after the first 4 picks. I think the first 4 are locked in, and then you can kind of get into some debates after that. Overall, though, this is what I like for baseball tonight. Really just focused on this one game. I wouldn't mind the under in this game, just with how good Sanchez has been. I'll probably pass, though. I don't like it enough to play it. Nothing else really sticking out to me. I mean, maybe it's going to be priced crazily, but we could maybe look at some A's props. Let's do a little research on that. So, I mean, we know the story with Patrick Corbin. He's been terrible for a long time now. So if we go back to 2021, 5.62 expected ERA, pretty bad. 2022, 6.41. 2023, 6.16. 2024, 5.53. And then this year he has a 3.86 ERA, but a 584 expected. So he's definitely going to get hit with some regression there. He has changed his pitch mix up this year. So if you look at last year, he was sinker, slider, cutter. This year, he's slider, cutter, sinker. So if you look at last season when he was really, really bad, 334 batting average allowed with his sinker, only got a 9.7% whiff rate with that sinker. He's like almost completely scrapped it. Like it went from his most used pitch to his third most used pitch. So he's just going heavy slider and cutter. His slider is not good, but it's significantly better than, a sinker giving up a 340 expected batting average. So I'm not saying I expect Patrick Corbin to just all of a sudden be good again, but he's not just out there, chucking sinkers and throwing meatballs like he was last year specifically. If we look, obviously we know, to target righties against him. I'll pull up his 2024 numbers. It's tough for me. I don't really want to look at the 2024 numbers though, just because he has made the pitch mix changes. So I know it's a small sample size. Like we only have 9 innings, we have 9 innings from him this year. So we need to see like how much the pitch mix stuff changed. Like how much does that hold up? Does it continue? I don't know. But for now, I don't think we need to look at like a handedness. I think you can just take pretty comfortably, either side of the plate against them. We're just looking for guys that excel against, sliders. Obviously, Soderstrom, one of the home run leaders of the season right now. He's been playing fantastic. He has pretty good numbers so far against sinkers, 295 expected batting average, 50% hard hit rate. If we look at last year, he was okay, 250 and 52%. So he still hit sliders pretty hard last year. So obviously we could, consider him. That's going to be priced in though. Like I feel like just because of how good he's been. Brent Rooker, Shea Langoliers. Let's look at Rooker. So last season against sliders, 308 batting average, 250 expected, 44% hard hit rate. Pretty good numbers across the board there. This year, 286 expected against sliders, 54% hard hit rate. So Brent Rooker might be my overall pick there. But Shea Langoliers is a good hitter as well. Let's take a look at him. 2024, 218 expected BA this year. Smaller sample, but much higher. I don't know. Okay, let's check. Obviously, we know Soderstrom is like going to be the top on the team, but let's just take a look here. Athletics. So Soderstrom first on the team, barrels per plate appearance at 12.8%. Rooker not far behind him at 11, and then Langoliers right there at 8% as well. So 3 really good numbers there. Average exit velocity, they're all above 91 as well. So good. I mean, good across the board there. Let's check the expected stats. Yeah, I mean, all 3 above a 370 expected WOBA this year. Looks like some positive regression coming for both Rooker and Langoliers. Rooker's at a 325, 389 expected. Langoliers at a 335, 372 expected. Langoliers at a 211 batting average, 271 expected. I don't know. I like both of them. So we'll put them both in the bet slip. Definitely interested in. I mean, Rooker's pretty juicy here. So maybe we just take Langoliers because I'm not playing a total base prop at minus 155. You're just out of your mind to think I'm gonna do that. So maybe we go Shea Langoliers, home runs and total bases potentially. Add him in there for tonight. All right. Let's talk basketball now. Switch over a little bit. We'll recap last night. So first and foremost, I might have been wrong about the New York Knicks. I might have been wrong. I'll be the first to admit it. They have looked like absolute just they've looked terrible for pretty much the entire series outside of like a 10-minute stretch in game 1. They have looked horrible. I might have been wrong. I might maybe I wasn't wrong about them. I might have been wrong about the Detroit Pistons. I might have not given the Pistons the respect they deserve. I thought they played a great game yesterday. They, a young team, they gave up the lead. At the end, the game was tied late in the game. They still finished it out and won. Obviously, Cade is the best player on the floor in the series, which works to the Pistons' advantage, definitely. But I thought the Pistons played great. I'll be the first to admit I might have been wrong. I mean, 1-1 going back to Detroit. We'll see what happens. But I've got serious questions about the Knicks right now. They have played terribly for the entire series. So I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about our series bet on the Knicks because it ain't looking very good right now. It is not looking good. So that was my takeaway from last night. I thought the Pistons played a fantastic game. Cade Cunningham was insane. The other guys did what they needed to do. Like Tobias Harris pitched in like he needed to. Duren pitched in like he needed to. But Dennis Schroeder was huge off the bench. I kind of talked smack about him on the stream yesterday. He came out and looked really engaged. Huge 20 points off the bench for him. And then Cade was just spectacular. 33 points. It looked amazing. So, look, respect to the Pistons. We'll see what happens the rest of the series, but can't take Cat seriously. Yeah, I just, oh my God. I don't know what to do, man. I mean, I literally said it last week. I was like, I don't think Cat plays winning basketball, but I still thought the Knicks could get through this series. But where was he? Just a complete no-show yesterday. 10 points, 6 boards, didn't score in the second half. Just a complete no-show. I don't know. I thought he was horrible. Horrible. Yeah, that was bad. He played terrible yesterday. I will say though, honestly though, too, like not defending Cat, but I feel like if we look at early on in the season, I feel like his confidence was there because they were running the offense through him more so than they are now. Like if you think back to the season, like let's go back to the beginning of the year. If we look at Karl-Anthony Towns, he was having those huge offensive performances. Like let's just go back. So if just look at the raw, like his game log, he scored 30, 34 against the Celtics on April 8th in OT on 21 field goal attempts. Okay. But let's go back super early in the season. All right. In October, we've got a 44 from him. We've got a 46 from him. Right. And these are games he's taken 25, 26, 27 shots. And if we look at, and there's a 44 against him, right, on 25 shots. Let's look at the last, let's say, month. 11 field goal attempts, 13, 21, 15, 12, 21, 17, 21, 21, 20, 19, 20, 16, 13, 16, 15, 13, 19. He's not getting these like chances, I feel like. I don't know. I feel like they were running the offense way more through him. And I think that like affects him a little bit. But yeah, he was flat out terrible last night. And then Clippers Nuggets was incredible. Again, another great game. I tweeted it last night, but I think this is going to end up being the best first round series of the 2020s. Just two very good teams. Jokic, best player in the world. Kawhi, still very much a top 5-6 player in the world when fully healthy and engaged, in my opinion. So just really good teams. Big win for the Clippers, though, for our series bet. We had Nuggets to win game 1, Clippers for the series. That was big to get one in Denver. Russell Westbrook, again, hitting big threes off the bench. I was like, there's no way Russell Westbrook does that again, and then he did it again. I can't believe it. He's been balling. Just great games. I'm excited for the rest of that series. I hope it goes 6, 7 games. Agree he was doing well in the first when they had Harris on him. Yeah, and they had Harris on him more, but they just stopped going to him. I don't know. Like, he wasn't getting down in the paint and like backing him down though. Like, he was floating out around the 3-point line. I don't really understand it. He had 8 points in the first quarter and scored 2 the rest of the game. I don't know. I feel like they should run the offense more through him. They're relying so heavily on Jalen Brunson, like just playing ISO ball late in the games. Like, he's physically exhausted, and then you're gonna count on him. Like, he's not gonna be able to run around like Asar Thompson and those guys that they throw at him late in the game when he is physically exhausted. I don't know. We'll see what changes they make going to game 3, but I don't know. I mean, are the Pistons favored? The Pistons should be favored, I think, in the rest of the series. I might bet this, dude. I'm not going to lie. The Knicks have looked terrible. I might dabble on this plus 190. Yeah, MPJ with a big bounce back. I like to see that too. I'm an MPJ fan. I'm glad that he bounced back after that game 1. That was fun to see. Just a fun series. I really hope we get 6 or 7 games, because that series has been really fun to watch. And I know a lot of people, hate on the NBA now, and I completely agree that the regular season, there's too many games, not enough effort, people don't care about it. Completely agree. The Nuggets Clippers series, prime example of how great the NBA can still be in the playoffs, just engaged playing. Like, the defense is insane. Like, those teams are playing so hard defensively, and just insane offense between Jokic and James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. Like, it's just a great basketball all around. So excited to watch the rest of that. For tonight, I'm gonna be honest. I took the Pacers, obviously. I kind of want to dabble. I kind of want to dabble on the Bucks tonight. What do you guys think? So I'm pretty surprised the Bucks are the public side of this. Like, I am pretty surprised about that. My thought process is the only reason I'm interested in the Bucks is Damian Lillard is going to play. Now, how much is he going to play? How's he going to look? How's the team going to play with him on the floor? I have no idea. But if there's one thing I do know, it's that Damian Lillard is an absolute killer, and him playing tonight is a big deal. He hasn't played since it's been over a month. He hasn't played since March 18th. So on March 15th, they played the Pacers with Damian Lillard playing. They won. The Bucks won 126-19. They played March 11th with Damian Lillard playing. They lost 115-114. So a 1-point loss and then a 7-point win. And they played on December 31st with Dame in. That was a win for the Bucks. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts? I kind of like the Bucks if Dame's gonna play. And Dame, I don't know if you guys saw the clip. He was kind of talking smack from the bench the other night. Like, I don't know. I think this is gonna get a little spicy. I kind of want to dabble on the Bucks here. If I play the Bucks tonight, it's probably just gonna be on the money line. So I'm gonna put that in the bet slip for now. I'm gonna think about it, but I'm a little bit interested in the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Grizzlies Thunder should roll again. I do like Marvin Bagley props. So if you look on FanDuel here, they do not have these props up. At least last time I checked, they don't. The only place I saw these were Bet365. You can get -120 Marvin Bagley over 10.5 points plus rebounds. I love that. You can get +240 Marvin Bagley 10 plus points. I love that. And then you can get even odds over 4.5 rebounds. So we talked about this yesterday. I don't know like how much Zach Edey can play. I'm not saying Zach Edey's not going to start the game, I'm sure they'll still roll the same starting lineup, but he was just getting absolutely cooked defensively. I don't know if he can play 30 minutes in this series. I don't know. I told you last week I had these concerns when they got to the play-in. I was like, let's see how Zach Edey holds up in a playoff game defending the pick and roll. Let's see if they keep him on the floor. They did not keep him on the floor. Now, the game was out of reach, so I don't know. Like, we got to take this with a grain of salt because they were down 40 points, but he basically did not play the entire second half last game. He played a couple minutes, and then they took him out, and he never came back in. Again, I'm not saying they're going to bench him tonight, but I think that there are like legitimate concerns how much he can play in this game. So I don't know if we're going to see 30 minutes from Zach Edey. We might only see 20 minutes. So if he's not playing, it's going to be Marvin Bagley fits, I think, better with the style of game. Now, he did shoot 8 of 8 last game. He's not going to shoot 8 of 8 again. I can pretty much guarantee that. But if he ends up playing 22, 23 minutes instead of 13, I think there's a ton of value on like that 10.5 points plus rebounds prop. But the only place I saw it right now was Bet365. So if you don't have access to that book, you can't take it. I don't know if FanDuel will list it or not. I have no idea. But I did personally play the 10.5 points plus rebounds for Marvin Bagley in hopes that he plays a few more minutes tonight and they dial back Zach Edey. If I was going to play an under on Edey, Ryan, I'd probably do the points plus rebounds instead of just the rebounds, just because he is so big and such a good rebounder. Even if he plays 20 minutes, like he could easily grab 11 or 12 boards. Like what did he play in game 1? Let me take a look. He only played 20 minutes in game 1. He had 9. Like he easily, I'd have to look at the rebound chances, but I guarantee he easily could have had 10, 11, 12. So I'd do the points plus rebounds if I was going to take an under on him. After dropping 80, I think 107. Yeah, I agree, but I do think Memphis will come out. I'm not saying they'll win the game, but there's no way this game isn't closer. Like, just as like professional athletes, you have to have a little bit of pride. There's no way they lose by 60 points again. Even if the Thunder win and cover the spread, it's probably still going to be a closer game than it was. So I do think Memphis will have a little bit more success tonight. I think that total's telling, honestly. Like, clearly Vegas is expecting a bounce back for Memphis. But my favorite play in this game, far and away, is that Marvin Bagley 10.5 points plus rebounds. I think that's a great play. And then Lakers Timberwolves, must win for the Lakers. Absolute must win. I'm going to be back in the Lakers here. There's a lot of trends that support this. You know, high seeds losing game 1 at home, bouncing back in game 2. There's a lot of trends that support that. Higher seeds in the series, I mean. And it's just an absolute it's an absolute must win. If the Lakers lose this game, then the sweep is very, very much on the table. So I'm going to be on the Lakers here in some capacity. I don't know. Let me see here. I don't know if they have like a I want to find a way to play this. Maybe Lakers halftime full time -125. That could be a look, but the Lakers have to win this game. So I'm going to be on them in some capacity, whether I just parlay the money line with something or I take the halftime full time. I'm going to be on the Lakers in some capacity here. They have to win this game. And I mean, they played terrible in game 1. Again, Anthony Edwards played average at best. So there's some room for Minnesota to improve there, but they probably won't get quite as good of shooting as they got from the role players. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but the Lakers have to win this game, so I'm fine backing them here. But yeah, so I don't know about the Bucks. I'm gonna think about it. I am a little bit interested though. I'll probably just take the money line, to be honest. I'm probably gonna play Bucks money line and then Lakers halftime, full time, and then the Marvin Bagley prop will be my play in this game, even though it's not on the screen because they don't have it on FanDuel. Do you like Kuz bounce back 10.5 points? I don't know. I mean, I would assume so, but I kind of like. I just want to bet on Dame. Like, do they have props up for him? $19.5 points. I don't know. I probably won't get cute. I probably just bet the Bucks on the money line. All right. Overall, I think that does it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys joined late, you can go back and rewatch. I'll tweet some bets out later, though, that we talked about here. Good luck tonight with your bets, DFS, any of that good stuff. Tomorrow we'll be live, same time, same place. We'll talk more NFL draft tomorrow, and we will fill out our mock draft and enter it into some contests. And we'll talk some more NBA, so be sure to be here tomorrow, 11 a.m. Good luck tonight, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.